there. Lethal Sombra, though, has been more than just a nuisance, I think, over so many of these games. And again, if we get these relevant perks, some of them are really interesting.
Yeah, Sombra, he's been extremely good on that hero. You also have the Torb still in the mix here, so you can play that. But I think the
Sombra Torb? Is Sombra Torb the truth?
Ramatra seems to be a bit of a winner here in terms of the tanks, in terms of perks. So we're starting to see teams bring in the Ramatra.
Are Nightmare dead ass in this comp? I don't know.
Definitely pays off.
Yeah, I mean, Painkiller has to avoid cover entirely during Nemesis form, and then when the perks get involved, it gets sort of even worse, right? You can't do anything about those punches, and the durability that Cuffin likely will have inside the vortexes are a pretty big problem.
I actually don't know. I don't know who's gonna win.
Rad Esports team, and the Sojourner is obviously very well suited to being on this map, even though Nightmare don't seem to want to tangle with it.
Yeah, the Ramatra can be really difficult to dislodge because, oh, nice shot there from Chronic on the Lethal, but Lethal makes out with his life. Because you end up getting that, like, healing vortex, right? So it's gonna, like, slow characters inside of it. You're playing behind a shield if you're the Ramatra. You're getting heals inside of it. Nemesis form makes it really difficult. Especially for a D.Va. D.Va's typically good at dueling everybody, but really hard.
What? Two people just died instantly.
Throwing these viruses across the map, by the way. I've been watching him. He doesn't seem to care. And the King is trying to challenge, you know, the right side of the map, but Zera has been here the whole time.
Is it LeBron James?
Obviously not a great situation for the Tracer to push into. So King might fancy, using the Venture because they, of course, can avoid that poke damage and then close the gap and have some more.
Oh, Venture? Everyone seems to be playing Venture.
Yeah, and Sombra's perks are interesting. Like, you wouldn't, like, categorize them as, like, the strongest in terms of the damage dealing pool, but, like, the ability to potentially, you know, get that passive health regen, right?
Oh my god, MP?
Critted, or get a reset onto the hack, right? So,
Worth?
the one that Lethal's actually using there, that's teleporting with the translocating, like, when you're really low on health, automatically gives you that healing passive. So,
yeah,
using that one off the rip.
Yeah,
what the? UV?
By Nightmare, so questionable. Perhaps just the setup around that, but Rad have done well with that Kitsune rush to stay in the game, and now we are going to see Sound Barrier here available for Lep.
Yeah, but Nightmare comes back, right? 81% on the point. And you're going to have double support ult, right? You didn't end up popping your orbital ray, right? Teams like use the orbital ray into the Kitsune rush. You end up using it there, right? So you can play quite aggressive here behind this Ramatra, and the orbital ray is, look at this.
Oh my god, Kuffa?
Gain here by Nightmare, just pushing them all the way off the point.
Yeah, as he's just forced away entirely. I think Kuffa's happy to make some space with this ability.
Well, I mean, he's controlling the entire backline and the Soj. But
Ramatra himself, excuse me. Chronic with an overclock here.
Oh my, Chronic!
It comes in though at just the right time. Is Rad are unlikely to lose any more plays. It's a slightly later beat here for Admiral, one that only leaves Kuffa and Lethal able to benefit from it, and that's not really enough. I think, you know, hard-hitting power in this fight. Nightmare have already lost the point. They've been without it for a little bit now, and Kuffa's fallen awkwardly, so they are very staggered.
Yeah, I'm a bit shocked that Nightmare ends up losing that fight. Like, we were on board with Kuffa for a very long time, and he was occupying, what, like 3 players at that moment, right? So you figure you have a pretty sizable advantage. Both support ults, but Chronic, like you highlighted him earlier on the Sojourn, has been very good for Rad Esports throughout this first stage. Picks up a few kills there with the overclock, which turns the tide.
Okay, dangerous there for Lep. They're going to get that high ground up eventually, as Rad had always planned to do. And Zera now.
Oh, I'm actually feeling really sick.
Molten Core, the ready bit of Kitsune rush here is going to think twice about it. This is dangerous.
Let me get some water.
Over the risk of giving this map up this round at least.
And interesting that you see Zero, he actually goes with the Craftman, so that's like the you can get like the turret to heal it a bit faster, but you're also giving up like they're like activating overload refills ammo, right? Which seems like way more impactful, as you're gonna see some changes here. Full on dive for Nightmare.
That's good, bro.
At the end of the round.
Okay, well you can technically repair Winston's armor now as well, which is a fun little feature.
Yeah, if you stayed on it.
Yep, get on there, Winston. Here's a tech shock that's going to create a lot of space on the point, though. It's just something that Nightmare can't stand around and be subject to.
I feel like the Sombra is not really that good in their comp, but
a little too out of hand now. King though brought down Kuffa. That was going to be an issue with the shield discipline.
looks like Rad takes the first round. Dead with EMP, yeah.
And that should be enough here for Rad. They've got a resuit if Painkiller requires it. And this EMP coming back from Lethal just will be a little bit too late to have.
Maybe this is gonna be a good as fuck game.
Can't even touch.
Maybe this game's gonna be good as fuck.
It looked like they were gonna be able to like walk away with the round. But Rad just, I mean.
Wait, I just realized, how are Rad Esports 1-4? What happened?
Advantage in potentially.
How much does Nightmare hate clear? I don't know.
Huge turn it in their favor. So pretty good start here for Rad Esports.
And honestly, a lot of it comes from like Chronic getting a lot done and King making a switch off over to the Venture. They're able to avoid like this pretty persistent poke. But
Derby caster curse? How is this a derby caster? Oh wait, he's a streamer for Rad, isn't he?
See enough value. I think he's probably correct in making a switch off that hero.
Yeah, I mean, you know, the Sombra is like really good against like Ball and some of the more dive heroes, where like the Diva can constantly like spot check, and then also you know, not as much of a worry like in terms of getting hacked. So this will be King now on the tour.
Why is there no game sound? Okay, here we go.
Here for Nightmare.
There won't be any flankers to answer with this 12 pick. Painkiller now going up against a bona fide longer range hit scan in the Ashes. Gonna have to be a
Lethal's actually really clean at Ash.
that defense matrix utilization. Unsurprisingly, Kafka should be able to bully onto this.
I know the Admiral guy, he's a jet man, I'm all rival.
Gets in there and does away with it. King will be without that for another 5 or so seconds.
They really had clear film an entire video specifically being unbenched for him to only be benched, right? Like,
to be able to live on the point. As I say that, it's both supports falling at the hands of the damage dealers on Rad East.
How is this happening? They had a lot of space gets created for them by Kuffer.
Yeah.
Somehow this Ultraviolet Admiral just getting picked out.
I mean, that's crazy. You cannot lose both supports at the start there for Nightmare. It seems like it's just kind of like even like in the neutral, right? You just end up losing both. One to Chronic, one to King. So you're going to get control this point first. And
like a Jody's burger video? That was so fucked.
Because a lot of what was giving Painkiller some trouble was just the distance between himself and those long-range damage dealers. But you know, with that close quarters area that you could have played from there, they back up now. Could have closed that gap a little bit.
Okay. Here comes Kuffer. Vortex and trying to get forward here. Again, another turret destroyed. Admiral doing well at clearing those out, but who is healing Kuffer?
Oh my god, that character does too much damage.
And that means Rad get out to a really healthy lead. Nightmare look horrendous in this second round, by comparison at least.
And what do you think? So something we talked a little bit about is like the Diva like major perk. You actually see Painkiller going with the heavy rockets instead of the shield system, right? So a lot of people use the shield system, like the defense matrix restores damage, but
it doesn't do anything to Ramatra in Nemesis form, like the defense.
Yeah, I guess.
So there's probably a sense that like you may as well try and like create more pressure. And look how low Kuffer keeps getting. I just don't think he's expecting to get hammered so much by these heavy rockets from the Diva perk selection.
Oh my!
Look at Painkiller going in. And
Rad is just setting their own tempo.
And also has been a big difference maker in this game, whereas Lethal's just building towards that first ultimate now, and that happens in a fight that's already lost.
It is quite interesting. A lot of players opt to. I mean, we obviously don't know the percentages of just kind of the players in the public, but opt towards that shield system. Like it just seems like you get a lot more value out of it.
You good?
Maybe some of that burst damage.
Nah, at the start of this match, I started feeling really bad.
Putting an impact on Kuffa. Is this going to be a sound barrier used here? As Nightmare has to make a run for the point.
Okay, Annihilation. Sound barrier, commit the ball. Sound barrier.
Oh, off the map. See ya.
And over the edge we go. What a horrendous shot. Oh my god, Rad Esports take the map away, and it's 100-0 shutout on Sanctum.
Alright, by the way, the preds were for the next map too, because I kind of bet it late.
I know it was like 81% for Nightmare, but then Rad kind of ran the table.
How did the video game again? Timeless 3-1.
I mean, the Ash struggles, I think, on this kind of map.
But I was late on the preds, I forgot. I told y'all. I was late on the preds.
At a point where there's no need to switch off the Diva, that look really
I literally told y'all. What do you mean next map? I told you I was late on the preds.
Able to take the fight where they want to without going far too low in this game. And that last fight was a comedy of errors. People are getting knocked off the map. They're dying with beat. Support ultimates getting thrown in. I mean, it was pretty absurd what we saw there, and that's to take nothing away from
I did say this. I did say this.
He's on the Kiriko, as we see here. It's fantastic.
So if Rad don't win next map, then what? Get owned. Literally get owned.
Looked pretty poor since the first week, but they've also played Team Liquid Avidity, Timeless.
Wait, how is this scamming? I literally said it before y'all voted. I literally said it before y'all voted.
Some of the maybe easier teams or teams that can be a little more competitive spread out through the season might look a little bit different.
Scammer my ass.
They come out here with map number 1, and they look great against.
I can't pred for this map? You definitely can. I didn't end the submissions, did I? I don't think I ended them. Robo thinks 9 months.
And you see the
Look, they still.
there in the sky. I mean, it makes it so difficult.
Wait, who ended them?
Yeah, I mean.
Wait, which mod ended my submissions?
It's pretty troll, but then also like.
Which mod ended my submissions?
So difficult to like replicate. And then
Who was it? Go ahead.
looking straight
I'm
up
out.
the sky. I mean, it creates a lot of weird issues.
Man, I mean, look at this. This is absurd. Look at the healing gap between these two.
No one ended. That was a 30-minute timer, bro.
That is absolutely
Bro, that was
insane.
30 minutes.
What a strong performance with only 9 deaths over the course of both
That
of
was
those
30
rounds.
minutes.
It looked very, very, very good.
I mean,
Yeah, bro, timer. It was definitely Callum. It was 100% Callum. He ain't got no voting next to his name. I just know it was Callum.
90% had picked Nightmare. Viewer predictions. Maybe we run that one back after this map. See how many defectors we get from the Nightmare.
Oh my god.
I mean, based on everything.
Nah, I've been AFK. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Team Nightmare who did beat Timeless like in that 5 mapper. Getting a map of
Bro.
I mean, the top 4 very much in flux here, but no one was necessarily.
Y'all gonna be mad as fuck when I delete it. Y'all gonna be mad as fuck when I delete it.
On day 1, and then they fell short, I think, of those expectations.
Well, it was a lot of
entire stage.
people had high expectations, when you're talking about North America, right? It was pretty clear what you were.
You really want me to do it?
In terms of the teams, and then you were looking at like another team that could be seeing a lot of people.
All right, for real, bet on this one then.
Would be that squad. It's turned out in the long run to be Avidity for sure. Where Rad, after kind of that rough stretch, I mean, it's pretty.
Hurry up! Hurry up! Hurry up! Hurry up!
Knock off one of those top 4, top 3. But I
How
mean,
much money we got betted on?
off of Nightmare.
It was Rad getting 3-1 by Avidity.
Charlie put 10.
Broke my spirit.
I didn't even know you could bet that low. I didn't even know you could bet that low. What the fuck?
Right.
Okay, for a second there, I was like, oh, so we saw Rad win once, and then their first loss, that broke your spirit, but no.
What the fuck? Why is everyone betting Rad? What the fuck? Stop it, man.
What
the fuck?
Most of the games, of course, are betting against those top teams. They're finishing off with games against Nightmare. They got Amplify still, so to be fair to them, but that was a great start.
What the
I was
fuck?
really impressed to see that. This is a classic
That is,
Nightmare move.
yo, that is. We almost got 1 million.
Tracer, will be banned away, so I didn't necessarily know if that's going to be a huge.
I'm just saying. I think this is a Nightmare win. Go ahead and sue me, bro. I think this is a Nightmare win.
On that previous map, which I thought was pretty interesting.
Go ahead, sue me.
Sombra, then Ash, like a little bit off the wall in terms of picks, maybe.
Once we get 0 on Genji and not Torb, it's literally a Nightmare win.
I think Sojourn's very strong right now. I mean, was strong before perks. The perks just kind of thrown into the mix, I think, make her even better. And you kind of compare it a lot. I mean, the rapid fire with Ash is quite nice if people get close, right? But you're also giving up 15% less damage for the attack speed. And then the major perk, right? When you kind of look at it, Dynamite has the increased detonation radius.
When do the good teams play? They're playing right now, man.
25 extra damage and gets ammo.
Alright, I'm closing plays in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Getting just flat extra ammo as opposed.
That's not me breathing. That's my fan.
Where Nightmare actually they'll play a dime setup here. The Sombra Genji yet again here with on a brig. It'll be a diva, so Painkiller still liking this diva. I think the Sojourn should.
Yep, LeBron James on Genji is a win. I'm telling you, it's a win. Watch.
Cover is such an iconic class when it comes to some of these tank selections.
I can't put down the cup. I can't put down the cup.
Has access to, and they're nice. They seem like good quality of life.
Dude, Winston's OP. The new perks with Winston is actually crazy broken.
The buys have been good for UV, as they always tend to be, I've got to say.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry for saying anything.
Can't quite get out there, and they're just not in LOS of Ultraviolet whatsoever. Where they're playing is just, it's in Narnia virtually.
You saw the nades from UV? Where's my follow-up? Nah, Koala Cat needs to get this up. Nah, cuff on Winston, chills.
And they're going to win the fight after that break got picked up.
I mean, dude, we've seen UV play really good.
His first game ever. In
Who's the best Overwatch team? Oh my god, why do I say anything, bro? Fuck sake.
But I think though, in this stage specifically, that we've seen really nice play from Ultraviolet is the Ana specifically, right? Connecting with these sick bio grenades. Now with that miner gets to potentially.
Okay, here's EMP for lethal. Same minor perk selections we saw the previous game, the one that activates a passive regen after.
Oh no!
Hit the diva with
nice.
And Painkiller does lose that mech eventually. This makes it all the more easy for Kuffer to go deep, and Well, with the primal rage here, it's going to be very, very hard to deny Winston.
I mean, Nano with the primal as well, right? So,
I mean, once we get ultraviolet on a dive team, it's just chills. It's just chills. I mean, he just loves the color purple.
the next fight, but that is Nightmare just kind of dominating our first flashpoint.
Okay. Yeah, interesting to see, like, those abilities layered there for the Winston. And
Are we gonna have talks about UV being the best auto?
Landing, so primal rage now is pretty scary. If you
No bias to my old teammate.
Short jump you have like pretty insane amounts of extra burst damage available to you. So now Winston is actually a damage threat in ultimate as opposed to just a displacement.
UV's way too underrated. I know. I'm saying.
A kill threat.
Oh, this is bad. I mean, Lep connected with that whip shot, but they're still able to finish him off. And now Zeus ends up using the orbital ray.
LeBron James?
Nightmare to come in with this blade as Zero finds one, looking to cut up another one, as this is going to be Nightmare taking this second flashpoint.
Yeah, it couldn't be much more cut and dry than that. Great starting for Nightmare.
Violet's going crazy on Auto against Falcons. Glad to see Violet finally back on reflect support. But no diss to his main support. He's also really good at main support.
Opportunities to be disruptive against Rad's setup here. Let's see what they have. Molten Core is ready. King's Turret obviously already been removed, but that's fine. That'll be replaced in due course. I mean, both DPS ults up here for Rad. There's no reason not to just absolutely stop this fight.
You would think, man. I mean, the rally in
It's just.
for Nightmare is
Oh my goodness, man. Oh my goodness.
Hey, rally, please! Oh, King, come on!
Did he run away?
Oh, you have break it. You have the Diva as well. I guess they just don't respect the dive coming.
Ew.
Cover does go down eventually. So Zera again within that.
Oh, is it LeBron James?
Would like to normally here. Are you gonna
Oh.
destruct? I don't think so, buddy. See you later. Painkiller does go down though. UV.
Wait, UV versus the world.
Like a raid boss there with the point. He's still alive. We're gonna have to send the Torb after him.
I have to give this up, though. Actually, no, wait. You have cover right here.
They're just always purple. They're always purple. They're literally always purple.
Disrespect is something else from this Nightmare squad. Kaffer also getting close to it.
How did Lethal just die? What?
Lethal, which, results in his death, which is...
They're literally always purple. They're always purple.
But they're going to win this flashpoint. God, what is this?
Oh, I mean, that is just, that is one that you need to win if you're Rad, right? We talked about just kind of stacked in terms of ultimates. It's the rally, though, from Admiral that is just gets more value than the one from Lep. You end up losing King, and you're still holding on to that Molten Core. You were never actually able to get a use of it, so maybe at the beginning of this fight, you're able to get a use of it.
Legit, what's UV sipping on?
Sports, but you're already staring down the back.
Primal here for Kuffer. This is very dangerous, and there's Nano on Painkiller, or rather a bio, excuse me. Kuffer opts not to hang around. I think he probably fears the Molten Core a little bit. Primal is going for the door. Big landing. Hit him hard. Kuffer there. Okay, a little bit of a disconnect there on some of the mechanics, but still able to create a lot of space. Still on flashpoint here for Nightmare.
And you see the meter next to the leap as well for Kuffa there. So that's what kind of happens there.
Oh, UV is just so good at honor, bro. Oh my god.
Eat some of these bio grenades, right, with the defense matrix, but it has not happened. As we have seen UV be as effective as ever.
Perked up white boy goated with the sauce.
Perked up white boy goated with the sauce. What did my caster just say? Look at him! Look at him!
Bios, and you have like so much extra opportunity to hit the anti-heal onto people. It's a really deadly combo.
I don't know if you caught it as well. Lethal's actually running the hack and heal. Gave a heal over to Kuffa there as he jumped in. So.
Look at they're always purple. They're always purple. Painkiller has not eaten a single nade. Painkiller has not eaten a single nade.
To the Ana as another fight, man. Miz is lightning fast as flashpoint. I mean,
just pack it up.
I don't know which one's more impressive. Painkiller not eating a single nade or UV hitting all of them.
By the way, so there's nothing that they can do. This map's over. It's
GG.
It's actually so over.
No, I mean, you're not even going to get your major on some of the players on Rad. I mean,
okay, dude. Okay. Breathe, folks. Just breathe. It's all good. We've got more Overwatch coming your way. That was...
They didn't need that map. They didn't need it anyway.
No, I mean, yes. Okay, yeah, that's right. As far as they're concerned, it's just the best of 3 now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No need to worry about it. Okay, so we haven't seen as much of the Winston dive comps here, but you can really see that inherent synergy. Winston at his scariest when the enemy team is bioed. Especially like when you're playing against a Brig comp with the Winston dive, which is pretty common, you want to try and splash that bio onto the Brig somehow because she's such an easy kill for the Winston to dive, and he doesn't care about whip shot or anything like that. Obviously, she can't really heal through any of that pressure, so, you know...
Let's get it going.
Blown up instantly. Now, obviously, the bouncing biotic grenade gives you more coverage with that ability, which really adds to the lethality of that Winston. And now, obviously, with a primal, you can, in theory, do a heck of a lot more. That's, you know, not to mention the fact that Zero gets to play the Genji, and Ultraviolet is on his best hero. Look at this. I mean, they're just getting hammered by that bio, man.
There's also like a crazy amount of...
They're always purple. Not a single clip where they're not purple. I'm being so serious. There's not a single clip where they're not purple.
Winston healing bubble, and then also have the Sombra heal in combination with like the double bio plus like, you know, the double nano. I mean, there's a lot of survivability with that comp, which is quite interesting.
Yeah, it's deadly, and you can see here, you know, despite being...
Go ahead, bet it up. Go ahead and bet it up.
Rad still did a respectable amount of healing, so credit to them. Unfortunately, the issue...
I can put down the cup. Zumbo thinks up.
This graph is a long way ahead, playing this dive top, and just like getting theirs, getting their value before the Diva can really, like, you know...
I can put down the cup. I can put down the cup. Tipping on promethazine. What's up, Mira?
I felt like Painkiller was a spectator in so much of this game.
And we usually see Diva you know, play pretty well against Winston in terms of like the head-to-head, like you mentioned, where Diva can brawl with the Winston, right? Can be like a nuisance, whether it be like knock him out of the bubble or whatnot. Obviously, the defense matrix doesn't play into it at all, but the defense matrix is pretty good against Honest to be able to constantly like eat those bios, but none of that from Rad. Honestly, they are in map number 2.
The Sombra play, feel like it gets a pretty decent passing grade here.
How did I just hit a 4 of a kind? Oh my god.
Being able to hack someone to heal them was like a fun little... And I mean, it's also... It's 50 health a second, by the way.
Okay, I'm gonna play it.
It's like better than a heal pack from Break.
Yeah, I mean, it's 100 over 2 seconds, right? So it's pretty significant in terms of the heal. It's fast. It's like
sipping on promethazine.
Right? But you know, you can definitely add a heal to a fight that can definitely like burst, like whether it be a Genji and heal like a Genji or something along those lines. So it's quite interesting.
Yep. Again, and hack is like relatively low cooldown, if I'm not mistaken. Like it's pretty useful. So adding again, Sombra always has had a slant in the support.
Fuck it, I'm risking it for the biscuit. You think I give a fuck? Fuck my life.
Hack the health packs, of course. It's almost a bit more of a lean in that direction as being like almost an healer in some situations, which is a kind of fun little way to flesh out her kit. And honestly, it's looked really good there because you obviously get the double value of, you know, being able to just sort of disable the Diva here, and you've got a lot of different directions you can sort of take this in, right? The silence duration being doubled is very powerful.
You love having 16 wins. I can't lie. I know.
Being able, the range of the hack kind of decreased by the 30%. I mean, you have to get so close where, especially at this level, you're just gonna get spotted.
Yo, favorite things in 3 months.
The virus cooldown reduced by 3 seconds when an enemy gets impacted and has the.
Oh my god. Sovereignty 2 things to give this up.
Doesn't feel extremely strong, right? Where I guess like, you know, just more.
Is the map Esperanca? It's Esperanca, no?
Being able to kind of give yourself just a heal.
When's your announcement with Team Liquid? Bro, I'm on.
So that's
SSG.
Sort of some forks that you can follow with your Sombra builds. Okay, Esperanca coming up next, and the Torb is getting looked at here by Nightmare. It definitely looked, you know, at times fairly effective in the hands of Rad, and Nightmare don't feel like they always need to be playing it, which is good. We see the Genji Sombra combo from them.
I might just skip those.
So, Esperanca, the map pick.
Getting rid of Torb also potentially open.
You know what? I'm a high roller. I'm gonna get. Oh, that's kind of ass right now, but.
So, with no Torb in the mix, potentially opens up some hazard play here.
All right, one Esperanca, Esperanza.
Okay.
Esperanza.
I don't mind this. Obviously, you
closing prize in 5, 4, 3,
is terrifying, and on a map like
2,
this, Rado does mind
1.
that. If Nightmare get in the lead and camp that,
Oh my god, these submissions are crazy.
Such a nuisance, but UV can just easily flex over towards the Juno here. So, you know, I don't think it's going to affect them too much at the end of the day. It might though, yeah, make those dive.
Just one on the black deck on gold blade or on gold stake got the crazy jokers. So crazy. I'm just trying to get the plasma. Actually, maybe I'll try a new deck, but
plus the crits is
Rad Esports. All my baby mom were becoming millionaires tonight.
Especially with like just kind of the movement and everything.
Man, y'all got lock in, man. Last map was crazy.
Obviously, that's a pick here for Nightmare at the start. I think it's going to be a hero that definitely kind of creeps on moving forward. So, Kuffa plays the Ramatra, it'll be a...
Okay, Painkiller is on his best tank. Chronic is on Soj.
First two maps.
Okay.
And Ultraviolet is a guy target banned on him. Let's see what happens.
End up like one of Henry Yates' wives, at least. Z's, yeah, just gets run down there. Like, you can see Kuffa putting that pressure on, and Painkiller was reluctant to come forward and make that space. 14
Oh my god, it's a massacre. Wait, how did King just kill Zero?
Yeah, now Nightmare brings in the Sojourn. We were talking a little bit about it, like Lethal played Ash in map number 1, and then played a ton of the Sombra there for the win in map number 2, but when we were going to see the Sojourn, now we get to see a Sojourn head-to-head between Lethal and Chronic, as you're going to be getting close here towards the checkpoint here for Nightmare. Would be huge right off the rip.
Yeah. Obviously no ultimates to consider as we're early enough in the round, but high ground control here for Nightmare. Fundamentally, obviously they can play that pretty well. Jeez, that Vortex is great for locking off that right side of the room. That forces Z's right out of the action. Maybe even got a amp it up there. Out
Oh my, Chronic!
At this point, but Admiral falls. Chronic finally connects here. But now they dropped down.
Oh my!
Susie used really
Oh my god.
Gave them enough time for King to get in and deal with Lethal. Nicely done by Rad.
Oh, UV?
Conditions being met, or the win conditions being met. And Ultraviolet eventually has to give up the Ghost in order to get the kill on King.
Dr. Noxon is 7 months.
Doing a nice job kind of separating some of those players. We were watching from his POV, but it looked like they actually lost Admiral from
Wait, Chronic died? What just happened? Wait, what just happened? What just happened?
And everything kind of fell apart after that. So it'll be Rad Esports getting the bot basically back to mid-map. But now with a player falling, they'll back up. So we're going to see a fight here over this high ground.
A seemingly random kill on left there.
Yeah.
Maybe just overextends in the direction of the respawning Nightmare roster, so that high ground is going to be given back to Lethal. In fairness, like, it's not a huge gap that's created by it. Rad can obviously play from the buildings on the other side.
Red Room 315 got the biggest hater of Leb. What did Leb do to you?
Great kill, though, to deal with this hazard. Gonna be tough, though, to kill Painkiller as a result, but they're low. Oh, I love it. Nightmare just have the perfect response.
What's up, man?
That pretty audacious dive in from Painkiller, who doesn't quite get the chance to use that ult. Kuffa needs all the heals, but the Annihilation, of course, will give him that overshield that he needs. Chronic flatten Kuffa, gobbles him up.
Yeah, and the Annihilation, also that close quarter area, it's very difficult to play around, right?
Bro, I'm not gonna lie. Admiral is so good at Lucio. Sovereignty 2 things to give this up.
Uses the Annihilation, rounds the corner, and you'd already gotten Painkiller, so you can just start running down targets. That'll be checkpoint here for Nightmare.
I'm thinking back to that Painkiller pick off there, Matt.
You glaze him? My bad.
Extended a little too much. Jacket Wall used, I think he thought he had a catch on Lethal, but that costs him the checkpoint in the end. King goes very low. Has a blade.
These players are bullied into corners, man. This is not good.
Yeah, I know. Nightmare are happy if they can start forcing out some of these Rad Esports ultimates, and they're gonna have to start happening here. Here's the downpour. Here's the blade.
What do you think about Person the comps in? I think they make comps way more interesting.
Because they're rooted in place, but Zera just dives into it with the blade after and gets rid of Chronic. Like you mentioned, Matt, this is a dangerous. Rad forced to use their ultimates to even play the game, and that is honestly a toll they can't afford to pay if they want to win these games. Slammed.
All the players on Rad were really split, so even with a nice
just rail the rail, doing it to push them away, get more card progress. It's a good rail.
Everybody's pretty low at the time of Rad Esports when the fight kicks off, so you end up losing, and now you're relying on what? Chronic's overclock coming out of the
and got out beat.
To make a play, connects with a shot onto UV, and now it's Z's finishing him off.
Oh my!
Okay. I mean, Nightmare eventually get what they wanted. All of Rad Esports' ultimates, essentially. They really forced them to pay dearly to at least gain control of the bot. So after 117 meters and change, Rad can now start to push back across the map.
Yeah, they get it back to mid-map, and then we do it again. That's pretty much, well, even then, I mean, do you even get it to mid-map? You get this close spawn. It looks like actually Nightmare's going to rotate all the way around, so they're not going to try and take a fast approach and get up on that close bridge. They're actually going to go back and up for their own side.
King with the homage to their previous team. With this Vancouver Titans away skin. Okay, so there is obviously a Kitsune Rush, like you mentioned. That's obviously amazing for someone like Hazard or Genji to make use of. Here comes Kuffa.
Oh, help Kuffa.
Damage. I mean, he's got Nemesis for
Left kill Zero.
Painkiller knows he has to use the spike guard to get away with that, and Kuffa.
Where are my heals?
Might just get caught out. Yeah, Lep accounting for both those eliminations here, but the spacing created between Nightmare's frontline and their supports was more than enough to guarantee the fight with.
the support's got all the way pushed out there for Nightmare, right? So you're looking on board with Kuffa. He's extremely low, using power block. Like, where's the healing coming from? They get pushed all the way out by King and Lep. So Lep's able to finish off some kills. Same with King. And there's no way for the supports to get to Kuffa and Zero to be able to keep them alive over by the bot. So you're going to get a little bit of progress here for Rad Esports.
Never speak on Let's Nigga at Rad Esports. Someone said scoreboard.
Now has an overclock. Kuffa's even invested here in his ultimate, and Rad have done a great job of disengaging, but how far can they actually run?
Wait!
They're going to be chased down to the ends of the earth. Nightmare, pursue them.
This is this.
That season Chronic falling. Kuffa's in the best spot here to turn this room into a macabre little mortuary.
They're even staggering too, bro. Let them breathe, man. Let them breathe.
Really sweet combo there from Nightmare. They end up using the Annihilation. It's a portal there from the Juno used to speed up the Ramatra, get Kuffa in place, and then also using the vortexes to slow.
So here's my bed.
Egg Spear thinks the 2 gets itself.
So like, you get in my bed,
and
imagine this is the first thing you see when you wake up.
Bro, can you even move that fast on Lucio? How do I... Wait, how did we just use... What? We just pop ultimates for fun? Wait.
It's going to be a 1-for-1. Defending Genji goes down, and Zero just gets a perfect use of his blade, shutting down the enemy Genji and getting some extra value. Now we're on the home stretch for Nightmare. And that was both the teams trading approximately equal ultimates as Lethal switches to the Tracer to rejoin the fray quickly. Vortex strips half of King's health away as he tries to get out and contest on the torpedoes from the periphery.
Well,
oh! The headline in this game, but Chronic comes in, of course, with the perk that powers up those rail guns, and Ultraviolet is quickly silenced.
He gets one, but you're going to have more players here. It's going to be King coming out of the spawn now, just trying to find a kill. He's going to be able to connect with 2, so that's huge here for Rad Esports. The Genji off the spawn takes care of 3.
Wait, Lethal?
Lethal switches to Tracer. I think this was just to make it back, try and get a touch, and he's a little late to the party, so we'll see what he's going to do. Well, so if they push up, he potentially...
You think Perk's good or bad?
Right? Didn't we
They're like, they're okay.
Same type of scenario. Yeah, even though they want to fight, they took it all the way the other way.
Casting really is impressive, I'm not gonna lie. I'm telling you, it is. You don't know how impressive it is until you actually do it.
Painkiller trying to avoid and circumvent Kuffa as much as possible.
The bot's running away.
It's low-key like the same thing as making a beat. You don't know how impressive making a beat is until someone actually makes a beat.
Put great damage down on Z's and force that Kitsune rush early. So yeah, let's run it back out.
But when Z's TP's out, right? There's nobody there over by the bot. It's not like Painkiller.
Please ask who's number 1. Please tell. I have asked 1,000 times. I don't know, man. Sorry.
And you're so split as like what you're supposed to focus on there for Rad. The worst part for Rad is there's no good option there.
And we're still doing this. Lethal's still on the Tracer. Be careful, you gotta respect this. Lethal opts not to take the pulse bomb range increase here, but in fact just wants to be a bit more of a loose end, playing off the health packs. Now, when Nightmare are happy to lock the game in this kind of state, Ultraviolet needs healing. Admiral has a beat ready now, and that's going to be an advantage that Lep won't be able to boast in his next fight. So at some point, as Ultimate's going to come out, and here we go. Lethal didn't benefit from it, but now...
Oh, you mean no!
Catching out Ultraviolet. Beat doesn't really seem to matter. Nicely done for Painkiller. Carves the still beating heart out of Nightmare midway through the fight. And that is a beat that goes for naught.
Honestly, though, the longer these fights go in front of, like, the spawn of Rad Esports, you're fine if for Nightmare, right? You know, you burn about, like, 45 seconds off of the clock there, just essentially by the Tracer, just getting the bot back into...
Oh, in the tourney?
In front of the spawn.
All the teams are tied right now. Every team's like 4-1.
We get the downpour out, right? So, Rad Esports...
Timeless technically would be number 1 right now.
So
they're 5-1, everyone else is 4-1.
So you feel pretty good under a minute if you're Nightmare.
Chronic not going for the disrupt the shot perk. I do think
Playoffs is top 6, right?
Your disrupt the shot does less damage.
Yeah, it should be top 6.
Now that it is able to move, in theory. So something with Barry in mind. Maybe Sojourn players will figure that out. Torpedoes. Kuffa needs a little bit of help there, but Zero's blade might just be the ticket. But King's able to dive into the orbital ray and cut through the healing that Ultraviolet was getting. Nightmare here have looked a little on the sloppy side, which is fine because they've got so much buffer to work with. But eventually, they do need to strike the knockout blow.
People don't realize that's Chris's coaching copy pasta. Like, how uneducated this chat is. I didn't even know that, man. You just who tapped in or something.
belief would be very strong. It's in the realm of possibility, though. You're going to come around the corner, right? You're going to have that Kitsune Rush. You're going to have your overclock. I think the issue is that Kaffa's going to end up using the Annihilation, right? Kitsune Rush comes down. You're going to pop that Annihilation play inside of it. It's going to force players out of the way.
Yeah, it is hard to deal with. But there's no support ultimate to keep Kaffa like unkillable in that situation.
Oh, no.
Painkiller low. Okay, Kitsune Rushi from Z's. Kaffa now gets to use.
When you gonna entry him? I don't know.
Okay, here's the Annihilation.
I'll have to see.
Painkiller very low, and Z's is not in
Well,
a position to offer
2-1.
enough healing. So Nightmare quickly put this one to bed and go up 2-1 in the series.
Annihilation is a really sick ultimate, and then also the fact.
Oh my god, I almost fell back in my chair.
Right, they can't exactly run or kite the Annihilation, and they also get a pick.
Best Sojourn skin in your opinion? Shock Sojourn or Boston Uprising? Was it expensive or no? Nah, it was cheap as hell. You like. So the way conveyor belt sushi works is like it's on a scale. So there's gonna be like colored plates, and the cheapest one. Okay, well that's because I was the cheap ass. The cheapest plate is a blue plate, and I would only get blue plates. But you don't gotta live like me.
A bit higher. Yeah, Ash I think has like you know, obviously the coach gun.
You went to Japan and cheaped out? No, I definitely balled out in Japan, but like.
Attack speed, sacrificing.
Let's just say I was cheap when it came to the sushi conveyor belt.
Primary and unscoped. Actually see.
All right, let me.
Hazard here.
And
then the major perks for Ash, right? You can kind of get it's like ammo refunding for whether it be like dynamite or just critical strikes.
Yeah, and you get extra damage with consecutive headshots, which is quite nice. A little bit of 25 extra.
Nightmare not begging in chat and still winning in prez though. What you got against Rad Esports? All right, we got Route 66 here. Painkillers on Diva, covers on Hazard. Zera has somehow already killed Lep. What just happened?
Zera's getting away with it too. Ooh, that's scary. You have got Zera on the Genji, Ultraviolet on the Ana. Yeah, you're cooking.
It's a filthy combination from Nightmare, right? These are all heroes that these players are fantastic on. And now that you allow them, I mean, look how aggressive they're going to play here. Probably play right up to the door here. And then you're going to play one player up on that high ground, right?
Can we get a PG guess who wins? I think this is going to be it's going to be a nail biter, but Nightmare will win. It's going to be really close, but Nightmare will win.
Looking low as Cuff up on that high ground as well.
Yeah, Cuff controlling it pretty effectively here. Has to be a defensive bionade used by Rad Esports here, so that's at no point can they actually pressure the healing capacity of Nightmare.
Yeah.
And it is here for Painkiller. They're getting rolled. Great start for Nightmare. All off that pick on Lep.
When I went to conveyor belt, hold on, let me read that.
Because you have Zera up there with Cuff controlling.
When I went to conveyor belt, it was a buffet where you only pay once in the beginning, you get how much you want. Oh, really? That's dope. The way they do it in Japan is like they have like chips in the plate, so they take like a scanner and then you go vroom, and then they know how much you got.
Nightmare, then their other players fall back to the point. They end up just taking that first checkpoint with ease.
They're here floating into the doorway, left in trouble. They kind of knew they'd be under some pressure apparently though, but there's Chronic falling. Lethal
That lets you do a gotcha roll every 5 plays. That's dope as fuck. What?
Reasoning is over, to take that over the Soj here. But both hitscan DPS players seem to agree.
Why did Rad Esports say I'm gonna go watch The Crown? Good night, everyone. Man, your team playing right now. Cheer them on or something.
Yes, and this is really effective against like characters that can dive, like the sleep and the slow.
Put the empty bowl back under the thing. Don't leak the tech. Keep it on the low, bro. You crazy.
That was so sick from King. Deflect stops 3 blade slashes, and then there's a nano given by Z's to keep King alive, and then they come back and get rid of Zera. So sick. This Bob is allowing for some more cart push, but it's a
top 5 anime. Number 1, One Piece. Number 2, Steins Gate. Number 3,
there was a good dynamite connection on long range.
Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. Number 4.
And her sleeps. Getting slowed after you wake up is really difficult and annoying, especially for those heroes that know that you can't kill them after sleeping them, i.e. tanks. Ultraviolet can't do the disgusting things we saw on Suravasa, but still.
Hunter x Hunter, yeah, I'd say Hunter x Hunter. Number 5.
There a little bit too, right? Where they end up losing a player, they start to
high score girl.
Painkiller still wants to go in there, and they end up popping the rally. They end up stabilized for.
Oh, Gurren Lagann's a good one too.
Okay, Chronic down once more. Cuff is able to get deep there off the back.
Neon Genesis Evangelion? Yeah, I like it. Girl, shut the hell up. You know you don't relate to Evangelion.
Great dynamite detonation here as all of Rad are forced to group up, and that makes it all too easy for Lethal to punish.
Man, Nightmare just continuing to roll here. through.
Sorry, Hunter, I started a few days ago. Yeah, I was rewatching it recently. Have you watched Demon Slayer? Yeah, I was watching it while I was there.
Into a hazard mirror and is not panned out thus far. So the benefit here for Rad is that there is nothing entirely to work with here for Nightmare. They're going to get close to their Nano, and you're going to have Nano Blade available for Rad Esports, right? So if you think they would get a hold, it would be now.
Okay, here comes the King Blade, but into the back line there was already is the Zero going. Okay, they do get the kill on the Ana, but Nano Blade just pretty good in general. Kuffer gets one on the exit, but that'll probably be all she wrote for Nightmare in this fight. Kuffer also, yeah, we kind of we touched on, I think, that briefly there's actually picked up the reconstruction perks.
Bro, they're just always purple.
Make the spike out a bit more effective. Again, this is about with those chokes, so you feel like you are going to get more.
I think Lenny plays tomorrow.
Again, if you can just hold spike guard down, you're really annoying to deal with.
I mean, just great survivability with that spike guard up is hazard, especially when going in, creating space, and then using it. This is going to be a Nano Blade here for Nightmare.
Oh my, Zero?
Finding Lep already.
Oh,
now looking for the
nice see from Z.
I feel like they forced Zero to go in. You're like, okay,
Yeah.
you're going, you're doing it, go. He's like, oh, okay, yes. 3 bags full, sir. Okay, Lethal is, very deep. Little dirty little whip shot connection there. I like to see that. Oh, can I just say, the brig perks, by the way, are monstrous. The fact that you have your Inspire uptime increased so much, and that is a heal that travels with you when you leave a brig's range after getting it, is absurd. The major perk of Repair Pack's also giving an extra 35 burst healing on critical targets. Again, it is rewarding you for doing what you already want to do. It's really clutch in some of these situations.
You feeling better today? No, I'm actually feeling a bit worse.
really awesome system.
Or I was feeling better earlier, but now I'm feeling a little bad.
Playstyle you want with a certain hero and just make it even stronger, right?
Well, another question, Mr. PD. I know a little Japanese, but I still get confused on some words. What should I do? Bro, I know like 0 Japanese.
They want to go.
Just be polite about it and ask if they speak English. If they don't, try to make it work.
During Spike Guard is pretty effective. And this here, man, great use of Jagged Wall. Chronic had nowhere to go. And you can see just why it's so important.
Yeah, all I know is like, I got to because I'm. Oh, that's all I know. That's literally all I know.
Getting involved now as well. Nightmare are being slowed
You know how to say thank you.
Nano had to be used by Z's, but to good effect. And left got to hold the big. Nightmare really aren't playing with too many cards now.
No, Rad Esports holding here on D with a sound barrier here to work with in this next fight. Chronic, just with the overclock coming up here soon.
You try Omurice? No, I didn't get to try it.
The hit scan can go. So we'll see.
Perfect Japanese.
Potentially onto Hazard could pay off, right? The Hazard thinks they're pretty safe. They end up using a spike guard and then all of a sudden hacked and then just deleted.
What's the meta looking like?
We'll see if Lee
I
find any
don't know. A lot of the teams are playing whatever their strengths are. Doesn't seem to be a meta right now. Chronic? Bang? 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 Oh, unlucky. Nice see from Z though.
From that as well. It does keep Kuffer alive. The sleep, he's a little bit more awkward. Z's though now is on the menu apparently. So they try to back away. Anti-heal for Kuffer, but he's able to stand on top of that Mega and have it come back online. Painkiller takes an 80 damage swing to the dome. Yeah. Here come Nightmare. Now they managed to put it together. Awkward start to the fight. They had to come at it from a different angle, but Kuffer gets the leap on disease. Zero now can control this space with the blade. Chronic forced to slide back in the direction of Spawn and won't be allowed to survive as Ultraviolet nips at the heels. Here's a slapped bioed Painkiller trying to get out into the fray, and King has no one to work with him. Ultraviolet is dishing out that damage from a very safe distance here, but there's still reinforcements coming in. Try as he might, Ultraviolet isn't able to bring
UV is so good, man. Oh my god.
Onto the Ana, but no one can afford to go after UV. So they're chilling. Keep that healing coming now as an EMP on the point is going to be activated straight away. Chronic affected by it, couldn't blink dash away, nothing. With a sound barrier now, Nightmare will squeak out a map completion in time.
Sound barrier plus EMP is what's enough to get them over.
Why don't people even use the 60 ammo soldier comp? Because one-shotting somebody's fun as fuck.
For an extended period of time, their first point and second point defense not really good, but being able to push up, play that first corner, they were getting quite.
I'm gonna go take a piss.
That's where they make up a lot of the time. So Nightmare, although does get a map completion, Rad Esports look to pick things up on D towards the end.
I mean, and again, like I think we're starting to see this more and more, but these teams are getting pretty well acquainted with each other, and Rad have done a decent job of like trying to target some of the weaker sides of Nightmare's game. Right? Winston being banned out here, taking it to Route 66, obviously the kind of map where we might see Kuffer and Ultraviolet link up and continue to be dangerous. But the same elements that found them success in Suravasa were still present here, right? UV is hitting some pretty nasty bios. Again, not sort of perking in the same direction, dare I use the phrase in such a manner. But now on defense, like, you might want to go for like a bouncing body grenade. You are going to more often have the advantage to sort of be able to line it up a bit easier.
Potentially. I think though the diva in the mix definitely scares you a little bit if no Rad decided to bring that one in, but looks like both teams. Interesting that Lethal placed the Sojourn here on D, where the Ash is really good sightlines at this length. So we'll see if Chronic, once he sees the Sojourn on the other side, decides to match it or try and go with a little bit of extra range.
Ain't no way. Off we go. Once more to the Sojourn. Kaffa here playing pretty far forward, albeit rather split from the rest of the team, but at a range that Ultraviolet can still see and keep them alive. So this will take a bit of leaning into for Rad to clear out this close hold. Railguns like that, though, means that, yeah, the job will be done in a moment if Chronic can continue to connect onto that ledge and not into the corner. Nightmare here can actually play from behind this health pack location a bit more comfortably and become harder to shift from this position.
I'm back.
Extremely aggressive there, like close up onto the payload. Doing nice job, just burning some clock. You see everybody extremely weak though from UV's perspective.
Bio on Painkiller, not much of a deterrent here. Spy Gun has to be used. Jagged Wall behind Kaffa makes it hard for him to get out, but Leper's fallen first. Oh, buddy! Pack it up, perhaps. Yep, both supports down. Somehow Zera's able to get into the back line, and this is not a good sign for Rad, who needed to get a good start on this map.
And now Rad is hightailing it, right? You're just trying to get back to the spawn and
Boy, UV has not been mid for years. UV is crazy. What?
not able to make it out. Nice
Z's good too. Z's been on the come up.
So gonna have to wait a little bit longer for that hazard to come back.
Staggering more than a master of the Drunken Fist Kung Fu style. That is rough. Round, of course, losing both supports, and then the wheels slowly fell off the bus, and UV's built up a nano.
I don't think UV has ever had an off game.
They've taken them out the grenade perk.
No, he's mad consistent.
Lepto is a little bit behind in terms of that sound barrier charge. If Nightmare can hold this position, they will invest resources in maintaining it. Here's the nano, as I said. Kaffa now going to try and go deep sleep right now on the Painkiller, if I'm not mistaken. Kaffa's happy just to hold some space here now and try and deal with Painkiller, who could be a threat where they're unleashed on their back line. Sound barrier is going to save Kaffa's life. That's crazy stuff. Now get the hazard out of here has got to be the plan. But I don't know if Kaffa can really be extracted. Beat was committed, now expires, but Painkiller was knocked out as a result, and Kaffa is still alive, bro. Oh, that is so brutal. Another stagger?
I'm getting a little sad watching this.
An overclock towards the end as well there from Lethal. Allows them to take a what? Look at Kaffa's spies up there on the sign. As just kind of looking above his prey.
Is he going to downpour them?
Oh, man.
Oh, they have advanced warning of this. I don't think. Remember, it goes through walls, folks. You're not safe.
They have no idea.
Inside against this. Oh, buddy, Chronic. Gets out of it.
Kaffa James?
I don't know if Lep was able to, but there are no eyes right now for Lucio. Man, Kaffa goes down here probably, but he did so much over the last couple of minutes.
That is a nasty spot there from Kaffa. Getting up there on top of the sign, they had no clue, did Rad, that he was coming from that angle. And dude, you're gonna be below a minute when we round this first corner. That is awful for Rad.
If you see that spot in play,
What character got a nice first besides Anna? Bro, there's so many.
Oh yeah, no way anybody's pulling that off.
You just gotta play him, bro.
Pretty nutty. Alright. DPS ultimates here for Rad. Nano Blade Nightmare.
Ball, Tracer, Anna, Genji. Actually, Genji's kind of mid.
It's really not the kind of fight you got any business losing. So Nightmare like hope to maybe stall this out, have a chance to come back.
Tracer ones are a little OP? Nah, I think Tracer ones are okay.
Would be at full strength.
The only perk that I think is like genuinely OP is
Players back in though. I think you're gonna get another good.
I think double nano is fucking broken, and I think ball slam on tanks is broken.
Where they have the card. I mean, you're just rounding the corner here. Yeah, I mean, you're gonna get another great fight, and you're going to have a nano blade combination, right? So sick combination here for Nightmare. No sound barrier on the other side of things.
Bouncing nade here for Ultraviolet. Here goes the blade. Deploy! The nano blade. In goes Zera. Okay. Beast on Ana first here with the bio nade, but Zera will be able to shrug that one off easily enough. Still, Chronic though has done great work.
Oh.
Rail, and that's a third kill for him. He might have saved Rad Esports' is bacon here. Oh, Ultraviolet now has nowhere to go.
Okay, Chronic. Chronic's been keeping them menace.
No support left. Okay, we've got more map to play.
A nano for Z's on the plus the overclock. That's what ends up saving the day there for Rad, because Zero gets the benefit.
Boom perk is really fucking strong.
Pretty good blade, I believe, connects with 2. But Chronic just way better with the nano there with the overclock. Takes out a few players there for Rad as they get it over the finish line there in OT. Not a lot of time though. I mean,
Pet peeve when casters slide in which team or player they're talking about and end like they're Yoda. What do you mean?
Chronic here after taking that early rail shot. Just falls back to a bit of a safer spot. Big hit on King means they're at risk trying to fight Kuffer, especially should the burst damage of the league come through. Yeah, bouncing by a nade. Ultraviolet gets 2 kills. Talk about taking the play to another level. This is scary.
Now, what do you do if you're Rad?
What is going on in my chat right now?
Close to being able to work with anything. The really hard part here for Hazard, right? You consider the range of the leap, like you can't really contest.
Does Hazard even still play Overwatch?
Like from this area of the map, right? You need to get a little bit closer before that leap comes into play. Down 4 as well. That's why they actually switch over to the D.Va, so the D.Va can use that DM, get some of the players in, but then also fly.
He plays collegiate with Iron. Wait, Hydra's in collegiate?
What are you doing? Okay, splitting up the entirety of Rad. That persists for quite a while. The trap doesn't quite spring the way Nightmare would have liked it to, but Rad are definitely disrupted. Z's doesn't quite get caught inside that downpour, and Lethal doesn't want to hang around for too much longer.
Where is clear? I don't know. Chandler.
Forced into a deflect for some of that blade duration. Nano being given Lethal to keep him alive here. The Bio catching on to Kuffer, and Lethal comes forward, getting aggressive now as Nightmare do not want to give this space up. King's Blade goes for naught, but there's 2 support ultimates for Rad to work with. Make it 1 as Z's gets cut down. Left now with a beat to use, but he can't be feeling like this is the fight for it. Why are we Ajaxing in this part of the map? We've been the same bloody thing. Rad Esports lost their key to stay alive in this series.
No, it's gonna be Nightmare. They're gonna push up, see if they can maybe get a pick or so. Is left trying to make his way here back towards the payload. They're gonna get a touch, right? The boot back. Okay, so it is gonna be Painkiller gets a touch.
Okay,
oh!
Chronic, he's able to deal with Lethal. That's the first step taken.
Oh!
Overclock available should Chronic need it, but I don't think they do. They have done a fantastic job of making full use of this nano. Now Nightmare, at risk of getting staggered, know they have to throw themselves at the cart here. Admiral, okay, does get out to safety. Thank God for that. Nightmare can group up here, play around a blade, but honestly, outside of that, they've got to do something about Chronic.
Yeah, it's gonna come down to another fight here between Chronic and Zero, right? The overclock blade. The overclock from Chronic with the nano before was really good. Ends up getting Rad Esports the first checkpoint. So open up some space here. Nice bio landed on the Kuffa.
Yeah, Chronic has got all the space. I mean, you've got to do something.
Bang! Bang! Bang!
Okay, we're just going to keep going.
Take high ground control.
Yeah, I mean, there was just at no point did Nightmare ever really have the mechanism or inclination as it appeared to challenge.
I told you this ain't gonna be close, bro. I told you it's gonna be a nail biter.
They were going down to the wire constantly here for Rad Esports, man. So you were relying on Chronic going huge with these overclocks that end up really turning it. Also notice, we talked a little bit about it in the previous series, he goes with the double slide, right? With the hazards in play, a lot of dives, so goes with the double slide, being able to kind of circumvent.
Oh my, Zero James.
Can't dodge that though. Zero
You tired?
okay with a
No, I just feel sick.
Okay, that's important at least to really establish this part of the map. And, I mean, at this point now, you're Nightmare, you're like, okay, we can't.
Welcome to the Thunderdome. What is you doing here?
For us. Fortunately, like I guess the ebb and flow of ultimate charge. Really
Take a day off, bro. Seriously? I was going to this weekend, but I gotta stream the matches.
Well, Cover's on a downpour here. I mean, they get extremely aggressive. Oh, that is sick, though. Somehow he's able to live through that, dude. Like, man, crazy.
The fuck you don't? Actually, I do. Well, at least I want to, but.
They're gonna play close up here again. Dude, they have a nano here. Do you nano like the hazards? Do you nano the Genji? I mean, so close.
I think you nanoed the target of this blade here. Can you even see Lethal? Yeah, they nanoed Lethal for survivability. Admiral does go down. It was close to a B, but King does get dealt with. So that is the nano threat. This has got to be it here for Nightmare. I think they found the footing they need. Lethal here, hitting some good overclock shots, enough to put damage down on Chronic, which is just a tickle would account for.
No, SSG play tomorrow and
series, honestly. And
SSG play tomorrow and the day after.
But I think from here on out, it's going to be tough They do have spawn advantage though, and a blade here from King could be a difference maker, but it's blunted immediately by the sound barrier of Admiral. King will be allowed to live another day though, with Cuffer doesn't really have the bandwidth to chase him all the way right now.
I'll probably just stream the matches and take a break Monday or something. Or only stream the matches.
Until Chronic would rather let him get back into the game. Painkiller is
Who you got in tomorrow's matches? I think tomorrow's gonna be 3-0 Overwatch. If I'm being honest. Hopefully I can see some upsets though. Well, GG. Oh, Lawande didn't sub
So
him.
here's my bed, right? So like, you get in my bed, and imagine this is the first thing you see when you wake up.